Sorry. Yeah, not having a good day today, so I figured I'd try to read some of this and see if it helps. Uh, just get wore down mentally, physically. I just drained. Um, if I go over to my mother's to visit, and I visit, and my grandma's there, of course, and she's on hospice, so there's that to be constantly thinking about. And is grandma gonna die today, tomorrow? Go see your father. It's the same. It just man, I don't know. I don't know. I just the not being able to for people to see what's happening, or to be awake, or to know the truth of anything. It just gets taxing, and tired of always talking about it. Always. It's not that people, it's their fault. I mean, people care, so they ask questions. But whether it's my roommate or friends, everybody, it's just constantly, how's this? How's your dad? And all it does is remind me, and I don't know, I just get to where I just had enough, and I don't even want to think about it anymore. I just want peace, and I don't know. It's freaking torture. It it truly sucks. I don't know. I've hardly been watching videos for the most part the last week, I'd say, or close to a week. And I'm somebody that's done that for years, man. I research, I study, I learn, and I'm just to the point. I'm just done with all of it. I don't know. You can't get through to people. You can't make people see. So, anyways, let me get into Jubilees here. Jubilees 24. I'm just so tired and poopy feeling every single day. Whether I sleep 8 hours, 12, or 6, it just doesn't matter. I just feel blah. I don't know. I know a lot of it is stress and being consumed with worrying and stressing out over people. And I don't know. I would give anything if they could see things through my eyes for a minute, just to understand and grasp and know what I know. And instead, they just think that there's something wrong with you and you're off, when it's actually the entire world and it's them. But anyways, Jubilees 24. And it came to pass after the death of Abraham that the Lord blessed Isaac his son, and he arose from Hebron and went in and dwelt at the well of the vision in the first year of the third week of the Jubilee, 7 years. And in the first year of the fourth week a famine began in the land, besides the first famine which had been in the days of Abraham. And Jacob sowed lentil pottage, and Esau came from the field hungry, and he said to Jacob his brother, Give me of this red pottage. And Jacob said to him, Sell to me thy primogeniture, this birthright, and I will give thee bread, and also some of the lentil pottage. And Esau said in his heart, I shall die. Of what profit to me is this birthright? And he said to Jacob, I give it to thee. And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he swore unto him. And Jacob gave his brother Esau bread and pottage, and he ate till he was satisfied. And Esau despised his birthright. For this reason was Esau's name called Edom, on account of the red pottage which Jacob gave him for his birthright. And Jacob became the elder, and Esau was brought down from his dignity. And the famine was over the land, and Isaac departed to go down into Egypt in the second year of this week, and went to the king of the Philistines, to Gerar, unto Abimelech. And the Lord appeared unto him, and said unto him, Go not down into Egypt, dwell in the land that I shall tell thee of, and sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and bless thee. For to thee and to thy seed will I give all this land, and I will establish my oath which I swore unto Abraham thy father. And I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thy seed all this land. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thy father obeyed my voice, and kept my charge, and my commandments, and my laws, and my ordinances, and my covenant. And now obey my voice, and dwell in this land. And he dwelt in Gerar 3 weeks of years. And Abimelech charged concerning him, and concerning all that was his, saying, Any man that shall touch him, or aught that is his, shall surely die. And Isaac waxed strong among the Philistines, and he got many possessions, oxen and sheep, and camels and asses, and a great household. And he sowed in the land of the Philistines, and brought in 100-fold, and Isaac became exceedingly great, and the Philistines envied him. Now all the wells which the servants of Abraham had dug during the life of Abraham, the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham, and filled them with earth. And Abimelech said unto Isaac, Go from us, for thou art much mightier than we. And Isaac departed thence in the 1st year of the 7th week, and sojourned in the valleys of Gerar. And they digged again the wells of water which the servants of Abraham his father had digged, and which the Philistines had closed after the death of Abraham his father. And he called their names as Abraham his father had named them. And the servants of Isaac dug a well in the valley, and found living water. And the shepherds of Gerar strove with the shepherds of Isaac, saying, The water is ours. And Isaac called the name of the well Perversity, because they had been perverse with us. And they dug a second well, and they strove for that also, and he called its name Enmity. And he arose them from thence, and they digged another well, and for that they strove not, and he called the name of it Room. And Isaac said, Now the Lord hath made room for us, and we have increased in the land. And he went up from thence to the well of the oath in the 1st year of the 1st week, in the 44th Jubilee. And the Lord appeared to him that night on the new moon of the 1st month, and said unto him, I am the God of Abraham thy father. Fear not, for I am with thee, and shall bless thee, and shall surely multiply thy seed as the sand of the earth, for the sake of Abraham my servant. And he built an altar there, which Abraham his father had first built, and he called upon the name of the Lord, and he offered sacrifice to the God of Abraham his father. And they digged a well, and they found living water. And the servants of Isaac digged another well, and did not find water. And they went and told Isaac, and that they had not found water. And Isaac said, I have sworn this day to the Philistines, and this has been announced to us. And he called the name of that place the Well of the Oath, for there he had sworn to Abimelech, and Ahuzath his friend, and Phicol the prefect, or his host. And Isaac knew that day that under constraint he had sworn to them to make peace with them. And Isaac on that day cursed the Philistines, and said, Cursed be the Philistines unto the day of wrath and indignation from the midst of all nations. May God make them a derision and a curse, and an object of wrath and indignation, in the hands of the sinners, the Gentiles, and in the hands of the Kittim. And whoever escape the sword of the enemy and the Kittim, may the righteous nation root out in judgment from under heaven. For they shall be the enemies and foes of my children throughout their generations upon the earth. And no remnant shall be left to them, nor one that shall be saved on the day of the wrath of judgment, for destruction and rooting out and expulsion from the earth is the whole seed of the Philistines reserved. And there shall no longer be left for these Caphtorim a name or a seed on the earth. For though he ascended unto heaven, thence shall he be brought down, and though he make himself strong on earth, thence shall be he dragged forth. And though he hide himself among the nations, even from thence shall he be rooted out. And though he descended into Sheol, there also shall his condemnation be great, and there shall also he shall have no peace. And if he go into captivity by the hands of those that seek his life, shall they slay him on the way. And neither name nor seed shall be left of him on the earth, all the earth. For into eternal malediction shall he depart. And thus it is written and engraved concerning him on the heavenly tablets, to do unto him on the day of judgment, so that he may be rooted out of the earth. 25. And in the second year of this week in the Jubilee, Rebekah called Jacob her son, and spake unto him, saying, My son, do not take thee a wife of the daughters of Canaan, as Esau thy brother, who took him 2 wives of the daughters of Canaan, and they have embittered my soul and all their unclean deeds. For all their deeds are fornication and lust, and there is no righteousness with them, for their deeds are evil. And I, my son, love thee exceedingly, and my heart and my affliction bless thee every hour of the day and watch of the night. And now, my son, hearken to my voice, and do all with the will of thy mother. And do not take thee a wife of the daughters of this land, but only of the house of my father and of my father's kindred. Thou shalt take thee a wife of the house of my father, and the Most High God will bless thee. And thy children shall be a righteous generation and a holy seed. And then spake Jacob to Rebekah his mother, and said unto her, Behold, mother, I am 9 weeks of years old, and I neither know nor have I touched any woman, nor have I betrothed myself to any, nor even think of taking me a wife of the daughters of Canaan. For I remember, mother, the words of Abraham our father, for he commanded me not to take a wife of the daughters of Canaan, but to take me a wife from the seed of my father's house, from my kindred. I have heard before that daughters have been born to Laban, thy brother, and I have set my heart on them to take a wife from amongst them. And for this reason I have guarded myself in my spirit against sinning or being corrupted in all my ways throughout all the days of my life. For with regard to lust and fornication, Abraham my father gave me many commands. And despite all that he was commanded me, these 22 years my brother has striven with me, and spoken frequently to me, and said, My brother, take to wife a sister of my 2 wives. But I refuse to do as he has done. I swear before thee, mother, that all the days of my life I will not take me a wife from the daughters of the seed of Canaan, and I will not act wickedly as my brother has done. Fear not, mother. Be assured that I shall do thy will, and walk in uprightness, and not corrupt my ways forever. And thereupon she lifted up her face to heaven, and extended the fingers of her hands, and opened her mouth, and blessed the Most High God, who had created the heaven and the earth, and she gave him thanks and praise. And she said, Blessed be the Lord God, and may his holy name be blessed forever and ever, who has given me Jacob as a pure son and a holy seed, for he is thine, and thine shall his seed be continually, and throughout all the generations forevermore. Bless him, O Lord, and place in my mouth the blessing of righteousness, that I may bless him. And at that hour, when the Spirit of righteousness descended into her mouth, she placed both her hands on the head of Jacob, and said, Blessed art thou, Lord of righteousness and God of the ages, and may he bless thee beyond all the generations of men. May he give thee, my son, the path of righteousness, and reveal righteousness to thy seed. And may he make thy sons many during thy life, and may thee arise according to the number of the months of the year. And their sons became many and great beyond the stars of heaven, and their numbers be more than the sands of the sea. And may he give them this goodly land, And he said he would give it to Abraham and to his seed after him always, and may they hold it as a possession forever. And may I see born unto thee, my son, blessed children during my life, and a blessed and holy seed may all thy seed be. And as thou hast refreshed thy mother's spirit during her life, the womb of her that bare thee blesses thus my affection and my breast bless thee, and my mouth and my tongue praise thee greatly. Increase and spread over the earth, and may thy seed be perfect in the joy of heaven and earth forever. And may thy seed rejoice, and on the great day of peace may it have peace. And may thy name and thy seed endure to all the ages, and may the Most High God be their God, and may the God of righteousness dwell with them, and by them may his sanctuary be built unto all the ages. Blessed be he that blesseth thee, and all flesh that curseth thee falsely may it be cursed. And she kissed him and said to him, May the Lord of the world love thee as the heart of thy mother, and her affection rejoice in thee and bless thee. And she ceased from blessing. What just happened? What in the world just happened? Uh, uh-oh. Uh-oh.